Hello everyone, this is Cam and welcome to another BOTB judging reaction video. So today we are reacting to the midweek competition judging, week number 6. Okay, so before I get started guys, make sure don't forget to give us some thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, consider joining the Patreon's link in the description below. The membership starts from only £3 per month, and obviously you can get help from all the winners and the host panel there. Okay, right, so let's go ahead and play the video.
My name's Charlotte Houston from Onside Law, and I'll be overseeing the judging this morning. Firstly, I can confirm that the competition data has already been sent to the auditing company Assets. I would now like today's judges to introduce themselves and, using the secure link provided, mark on the screen where they think the centre of the ball should be. The group will then come to a final panel decision.
Good morning, my name is Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee and footballer.
Hi, I'm Jenna Scalacci,
Hi.
former professional footballer. I'm now a head coach in a Tottenham College programme.
I'm Nigel Hicks. I've been a Supply League match official for the best part of 30 years and I'm an experienced football administrator.
Good morning, my name is
Hi
Roger
again.
Wheeler. I'm a referee and I've been refereeing and lining for more than 30 years.
Hi, my name is Matthew Ray. I've affiliated in multiple counties across England, currently in Gloucestershire, and have refereed from grassroots through to professional academies.
My name is Chloe Morgan and I'm a goalkeeper for Crystal Palace Women.
My name's Liam Walsh. I'm a retired referee, currently an FA observer and head coach for the Middlesex Referees Academy.
Good morning.
Liam's the best judge actually. Every time he does, I like his corner. Amazing.
Good morning, my name is Alain Goma. I'm an ex-professional footballer, having played for Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle and Fulham.
Good morning, my name is Andy Braithwaite and I'm a football referee, mentor and licensed observer.
Judges, please now come to a final panel decision.
Not
For
bad,
your
actually.
reference, the larger white
Spread
cross
looks
is the
alright.
calculated average of the 10 individual selections.
Thank you very much, Charlotte. I'll stick the average in there. Obviously, 2 players in shot and a couple of people in the background you can't really see, look like spectators. And the ball looks like it's coming over the top of the blue player, and the player in red is obviously coming over the top of his left shoulder. He's looking up and across. They've both got their mouths open, which suggests that it's sailing over the top of them, to my mind. I'll draw some lines up. You've got quite a tight choice up from here, with Nigel ever so slightly over to the left, and then we have there Alain to the right of the blue player. And we have from the red player, we've got a bit of a bigger spread, with 3 of us going slightly higher than the rest of you at the bottom here. Okay, so it's a fairly small section of the picture, and there's a group of 7 of you at the bottom and 3 of us at the top. I've gone slightly higher. I'll highlight mine, red cross there, and I'm up here next to Roger. So Roger, what are your thoughts on the photograph, and how did you see the player, whether the ball is coming in, has been played, etc.?
Yeah, I think I probably agree with you actually that the ball was coming across there. It's sort of passing over the blue player, and I think that's sort of fairly obvious the way we've all set up there. And it's a question really of how far up. And there isn't a lot to go on, to be honest. I just felt that the red player's sort of eyeballs seemed to be in the top of his eyes, and therefore it was relatively high, but it's quite difficult, I have to say.
No, sure. So, I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to progress the discussion by removing myself and yourself, Roger.
Yeah.
As you see, it drops the average down into the cluster. And I'll come to you next, Nigel. You're again up a bit high here and a bit to the right. But if I just draw in a line from this blue player from his eye, you're sort of roughly in line with Liam's choice, just a bit above his. And
Yeah.
if I highlight yours, magnify it there, and then highlight it there, you're just a bit above and to the right. Obviously, you were slightly lower than Roger and mine's selection, but how did you see this?
Yeah, much the same as you and Roger have described. You know, I felt the the ball's passing over the player in blue. He's looking pretty straight up at it. So quite often we have a problem with or challenge with the is being a 3D picture, and the ball's like sometimes closer to us than the players. But I think in this case they're all pretty much in the same vertical plane. And I obviously I'm in the same line as the others on the player in red. You know, I feel he's looking across relatively high. There's really not a lot to go on the player in blue. You can't see very much of his eyes. So, you know, I just took a judgment that he was looking from the angle of his head. He was looking slightly off the vertical. But
yeah, thank you. I mean, obviously you could see his neck's quite strained. He's probably at the furthest point of where his head can go back. Thank you very much. Jenna, I'll come to you. You're now or the lowest by ever so slightly here. If I highlight yours, expand it there and then highlight it, you're just here. How did you see things?
Pretty much the same as what's already been said. So the ball coming over the blue player.
Yeah.
The reason I've gone a little low is because the guy in red, I felt that he was looking more across than up, just based on you couldn't see much white underneath in the bottom of his eye, if that makes sense. So
yeah, you can see more white on his
on the side of his eye. So that's why I've gone slightly lower. I think he was looking up quite.
Yeah, I mean, your choice is ever so slightly lower than everybody else's, but it's in this what would really quite a narrow band now from the red player. Thank you, Anna. You're just a little bit to the left, just above Jenna's. Do you concur with what's been said, or see anything differently?
Yeah, no, I do agree with what Jenna has just said. On the looking at the blue player, when I looked at his left eye, actually. I thought he was looking a bit more towards his right.
Yeah, not too bad actually. I was in zone 1, 2, and 3. So
I think
2 tickets were in zone 3, and most of the tickets zone 2,
therefore that's why
and around 10 tickets in zone 1.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because I think it's difficult to see. It's a bit blurry, but whether that little section there is the white of his eye, it's difficult to see from this angle. But yeah, that's a fair and good point. Peter, I'll come to you next. You're just sort of on one again, slightly lower than this main cluster. How did you see this?
Just taking it really the distance from the player in blue vertically with the cross reference with the player in red. So I felt just that the player was, like Jenna was saying, looking across rather than more steeply up.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. And then we've got sort of a tighter cluster here for. I mean, Matthew, you just so it's a great choice. How did you see this?
To a header, rather than going over his head, I suppose, because I kind of.
We are all either footballers or football's a referee, so we see the game and how the players are, and that's a lot of it in this. He's in a static position, just looking up. He's not jumping. He doesn't appear to be jumping. You can't see any of his arms up as the other player is. So it is a good point. Now, at the moment, the calculated average is here, and it sort of brings out Jenna's slightly and Nigel. But if I remove Nigel, it brings it into this quite a fairly tight cluster. So my view is obviously I've removed myself and Roger at the beginning, and I think we also need to remove Nigel to bring it into this tight cluster. So that's what I'd like a vote on. So I'm going to go start and say, yes, I'm happy with myself, Nigel, and Roger being removed to give this tight cluster and judge it this average. Jenna?
Yeah, I'm happy with the tighter average.
Yeah, thank you. Nigel, I know I've pulled you out and you are in this very tight band. It's just really to bring this calculated average within the compass of the other choices.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I'll accept obviously accept the judge's views. I do think that, but what you've done, you've removed 3 on the top level, so it's actually moved the average cross down a fair bit from where it was.
Yeah.
You know, we do end up covering the group, but it's You know, it just happens they're all on one side, but it's actually moved it all in one direction rather.
Yeah.
than
So if I add those back in just for clarity, see it brings. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crosses and another bottom 7. So that's the principal reason is to keep the spread.
Those 3 crosses should be removed. Actually, should have been removed. The top 2 and the bottom one. Then obviously the magnifying will cover all of them.
The 3 taken out, I think.
Thank you, Matthew.
I think I'd keep Nigel in, to be honest. I think removing Nigel, you might have to remove Jenna. They're probably both similar spacing from the calculated average. So I would keep Nigel in.
If I put Nigel's back, again, Nigel's fully out and Jenna's only bid out. So that's the reasoning behind it. But thank you. Chloe?
I think I'd agree with keeping Nigel's in just to have that balance.
Yeah, okay, fine. Liam?
I'm going to go with the guys. I'm going to ask to keep Nigel in because I prefer the balance. Just a better, better status quo. Keeps the status quo, could I say?
Okay, yeah. Peter,
amazing.
I'd agree with Liam on this one.
So to keep Nigel in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Alain?
Yeah, I think I agree also. We should keep Nigel in. Yeah. I think it's a great balance, I think.
Okay, great. And then lastly, Andy.
Thanks, mate. I'd keep Nigel in because to me that's a credible spot.
Good call, Matthew.
Where I've picked.
That's it.
Thank you very much. So Charlotte, after a good debate, the panel has decided 6-4 really to keep Nigel's choice in and therefore go with the calculated average as I have on the screen now, with just myself and Roger removed.
Okay, thank you very much. If you're all happy, please click submit.
Thanks, Charlotte.
The coordinates selected are
27, 49, 844. Amazing. That's good. Good judging overall. Bad leadership from Matt. But overall, it's okay. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the average. Yeah, because the problem is Matt always he seems to be in a removing mode, move, it's you just want to make a tiny cluster, but you have to understand things are balancing each other. They shouldn't have removed those crosses. If they took the bottom one off, which is I don't know whose coordinate is that, I don't know, whoever that is basically, then that would have been, I would have been very close, but it's okay. I have no problem with that. All I'm saying that you have to understand what's balancing each other. So amazing. I would like to say good judging by Matthew, Chloe, very surprisingly, Liam, Peter, Alan, and Andy. Amazing. Thank you so much for taking that stand. That's what I would like to see, taking a stand, because problem is, if they asked Jenna, Nigel, and Roger after, they would have said the same. That's the problem. When the head judge says something, they looks like they just want to go with, oh, you know what? Yeah, I agree with you. Do you know what I mean? Blah 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 blah, all that. And then when Matthew said something, there you go. As soon as Chloe agreed to that, Liam, excuse me, Liam also agreed. Peter agreed. Alan agreed. And Andy also agreed. So I like to see their debates, as in for not just go with the majority, because you can't make. There's always any debate, anything you'd say, it starts from one. Do you know what I mean? You should never think, okay, I'm the only one. What's the point? Let me just go with the majority, other than what's my vote gonna do? With one vote. If every person, say for example during the election, when the election happens, imagine every single person gonna say, if I can think, do you know what? I'm not gonna vote because that one vote. What is it gonna do? I mean, someone's gonna win with a massive vote difference. So what's my one vote gonna do? Unless it's a situation where there's a 1 or 2 vote different. But if everyone thinks that way, no one's gonna vote. Do you know what I mean? That's how it is. So that's what I like to see, the judges to fight for their position, fight for their decision. Doesn't matter if the majority goes to their way or no. but at least fight for your position. So that's what I really liked about today's judging video. At least started Matthew, who started this, and also as long as not many people saying the same thing, people don't actually follow those lead. Even though it was a bit like followed by Matthew anyway, but what I'm trying to say is, just because Matthew said it and Chloe supported Matthew, that's the reason why other ones probably just carried on like this. Because we normally see what happens, whatever Matt says, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna remove, and then everyone was like, okay, don't worry, it's okay, go on then, no worries. Next person thinks, oh, already 4 people said remove. What am I gonna say? Keep them in. Oh, let me say remove as well. Now the 5th one comes in and says, you know what? I'll go with the majority. It's okay. I mean, most of the people think that. It's not that. You're not here to support the majority. You are here to give your own opinion. So that's what probably going to be my suggestion to the judges. Like, fight for your position, and don't think just because not many people agrees to what you're going to say, you should stick to your own opinion rather than just following the majority. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you like this video, please give us some thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tonight at 9 o'clock on our brand new midweek competition picture. A lot of people complaining about it, but don't worry, we'll try our best to sort it out and try to offer you a good guideline, not a coordinate, a good guideline where to go, which area to go. So I'll see you tonight.